Om Shanti. God. God, one of the most empowering words that gives everyone hope, and the foundation of all religions, perhaps. God. Today we're going to understand God deeper, and a little introduction to God would be only possible if I first understand myself. And as we have heard in the topic of who am I and soul, I am a soul, a living entity that resides in this body, that gives energy and power to this body, and that allows this body to be alive. I am a life force, life energy, and I, that entity, soul, life force, life energy, spirit, I use these eyes to see, this nose to smell, the mouth to speak, the ears to hear, the body to feel, touch. So we use all our five senses to play a role in this world. And beyond that, what the life force and energy does, I also think and feel, have emotions, have consciousness, memories, nature, habits. These are all the things that I, the soul, do. In fact, everything that this body does when it's alive is what I, the soul, do, because once I, the soul, leave this body, then this body is just a corpse. So everything that is happening when this body is alive is the doing of the soul, of the true me, the eternal me that lives in this body, that is the battery of this body. And I, that entity, come from somewhere. And if each and every human being is a soul using the body, then beyond the bodies, all of us are souls. Where do we come from? So where we come from, the soul world, we can call it, is somewhere, and there is someone in charge of that to be the director, or to be the one that will take us all back, because we, living in bodies in many lifetimes, have forgotten ourselves. And so that entity that is the director, that never forgets who I am, or who the soul never forgets who or what is happening in this world, what is happening with all of us. We all, each of us as a soul, can forget, but that one entity, the director, the one in charge, that never forgets, and that has the ability to bring us all back home, and that's why we call him the liberator. That entity, as we call God, or we can say Supreme Soul, for he is same as us in identity, as a sparkling point of light, beyond visible, invisible, beyond the eyes, beyond the five senses, another entity beyond the five senses. Just as a soul is, God is identical in presence, in form, but his powers are beyond. And because he doesn't come into karmic accounts, we come into the body, and living in the body, in this world of matter, we fall into the cycle of time, into karmic bondages with our relationships. But he, the one that is beyond, the one that is ever there, hidden, that entity is the Supreme Soul, God. And he's the one that we as a soul meditate to remember. And when we meditate to remember him, the one supreme being, then we can empower ourselves. We can empower the mind, we can empower the soul to be happy, to be joyful, to be loving, to be all those beautiful qualities and virtues and powers that are beyond the five senses, that cannot be bought by money, that cannot be searched for anywhere, that is inside, but yet we seek, and that is the core of our existence. And the only way that we can control our mind and our emotions to be happy and joyful and peaceful is when we meditate or we remember the one supreme entity, and that is God. And we can do that in every moment in our lives if we understand how to do it, which we will hear and learn in another chapter that we can call meditation or connection, divine connection. But for now, God as an entity is very interesting to understand, and is not just a hype in all religions. It is God is the base, the foundation, that Ek Onkar of the whole human race, of all souls. So we need to understand ourselves, who am I, and we need to understand God, and we need to understand how to connect to Him to be able to enjoy this life, delete our karmic accounts, and succeed in living the purpose of this life consciously and unconsciously. Om Shanti. Thank you.